Alrighty, second video. This is going to be from the perspective of the P3 silencer. Alright, so we're starting at the beginning gank. We're going to skip past this, but basically the idea was we'd all push in level 1 and try and get a kill. Silencer, of course, gets the correct level 1 skill and gets the nice 2 intel off of the enemy carry, so that's great. Starting items look okay. Looks like he's going for a null talisman, 1 set of tangos, 1 mango, and then a fairy fire. So whatever, pretty standardish stuff. Looks like we're going for a second kill here. Okay, Silencer's not going to be here for the fight at all. I think that's a shame, but whatever. So we traded getting those 2 bounty runes for Silencer getting maybe 2 more int, which is probably perfectly fine, especially since Silencer now doesn't have to use the TP to go to lane and can be here when the creeps meet. Alright, harass right off the bat, good. I would aggro back here because he's going to use illusions, yep. So we already knew he had illusions. That was a deny opportunity there. Looks like he's just harassing on the main one. He has figured out which one's the real one already, which is good. And just lots of harass onto the Naga Siren, so that seems pretty good. Oh, easy deny. Okay, so that was a mistake right there. Oops, fast forward. So right here, probably we'll get that one, so that's fine. Continue to harass. Right here, that's good. And then this next one right here. So this is an opportunity to get this range creep right here. Looks like he walks past it, walks around it, sees that this range creep is low, and then the next hit is going to be against the Naga again. So right here, that should be a right click on the range creep. So you had plenty of time to deny that range creep, and that would have been huge. So that's always a good thing to do when the enemy core is just 1v1 with you. Deny, deny. Okay, CS. A lot of missed CS here. I mean, it's really good harass, but really he's going to get this all back with 110 gold from his support. The support just drops that salve on him and he gets it all back. Right now you should be focusing a smidge more on denies. Okay, that was a good one. You need to tank this wave for a second, drag it to the right. Okay, you dragged 2 of them to the right and the other one missed. Okay. Last word, level 2. I'm not sure what the meta is for that. I'll have to look that up as we watch here. Looks like you're guessing on which illusion is the real one now. So yeah, go back to CSing and skip trying to harass the illusions down at this point. There's a little bit of gold to be gained from that, but really you need to be getting the CS. Nope, he's denying that one. Yeah, the clock being here a little close is unfortunate, but I think clock is just trying to reach level 2 so he can drop the combo. And hopefully he cogses the Naga Siren in. Okay, so I'm going to say last hitting here is going pretty bad. Harass is okay, but let's just see what they're working with. So the Naga Siren has 8 armor. That's a lot. Down to his last set of tangos. The Oracle has 5 and a salve. So really, we're not getting an awful lot of value with this. Harass. You probably have the mana pool right now to work with it. You're not using the arcane curse to double catch both of them and just harass them, which is perfectly fine. So I imagine that that's the more aggressive build here. But definitely would want to see after this one value point in last word, probably maxing out the curse. And I think that's the meta right now. It's what it looks like on Dota 2 Pro Tracker. So right now the CS looks really bad though. 4-1 into 9-2. So we're not really slowing the deuce down too much here. That was probably a freebie. If I could have that. Alright, clock just hit level 2, so he's going to try and capture the Deusa for you. And then hopefully you get a good hit before she's able to use the split. Harass coming back. Okay. Denied. Got it. Alright, good shit. Easy last hit. No mana needed for those. Couldn't tell if you used the mana modifier on that one. Looks like you had a chance to nuke here, so that was a mistake. It looked like you were well within range of last word at that point. So let's see, you're doing this. You see the clockwork postures right here, and so on the mini map, the clockwork is coming over on this side. You see the Naga Siren is over here. The Oracle is way over here, so Naga's out of position. Clockwork says we're going in for this one. At this point, you should have cast Last Word. And yeah, you were well within range. So you're following her. 1 second, you look back at the creep for some reason, and then, yep, Last Word, you could have nuked her before she got the split off. So that's a shame. So now you don't know which one to cast on, and it's not gonna work well. So that's a shame. You would have been able to get her before the split there. Now the Clockwork has to run, and he's gonna pop a salve, but basically you're missing out on a lot of kill opportunities there. Alright, Clock is going in again to harass. Bullies are out of XP range, that's fine. Yeah, at this point you gotta focus on the last aim to 9. So at that point, the Clock is well out of range for you to assist. Alright, Clock pulls over, that's good. Looks like they also got a small camp pull. And Naga is still doing the illusion splits. Good harass on the illusions. Just target 1, kill it off. Oh, that was actually surprisingly weak. Nuke. Where's the nuke? Oh man. Okay. So yeah. You did hold the nuke for longer than I expected you to, and I don't think that was as big of a deal, but well, it is just a smidge unfortunate. Okay. Good identifying which ones are the illusions right off the bat. So you do seem to be doing a really good job of picking out the illusions and then harassing. And this harass, though, is a little deep. I don't know what's going on here. So Clock is doing another pull to try and reset your equilibrium, and you're fighting solo here. That's a shame. So Clock comes back trying to save you, but actually gets you killed. So let's watch this whole thing over again. So this is the lane. Clock is here. Oracle isn't. You're doing your last hitting and harassing. That's good stuff. Alright, so Clock disappears. You're 1v1. Right now, at this point, you really dive. So Clock isn't here. Oracle isn't here. And you're really going for the kill here without a lot of mana left. Okay, so Clock and Oracle both start coming back. Oracle ends up purging off the Dusa. And you're in a bad position. So you have to stop fighting. So right there, you need to stop trading and just run. So you definitely chase that in too far. So this is good. Harass. You see that happening. This is bad. All right. You see the Oracle right here. You need to run. So there's no reason to turn around. Here, you turn around and you try and right-click and trade with the Dusa like 3 more times. This is a terrible spot. Dusa has 3 illusions. The Oracle's right here. Your Clock is not here, so you're in a bad position. And I guess maybe you're thinking the Fairy Fire will keep you alive, and you just want to trade for the Dusa. But you're winning the overall trades. Over a longer period of time. So you need to keep running. Yep. Huge amounts of armor reduction, and you just keep trading no matter what. You're just confident that you're going to fight to the death. You have your Fairy Fire, and you don't use it. So that's unfortunate. The Clock ended up locking you in there, but I think the Clock's plan was to end up basically bouncing the Oracle back so that you could get away. But you kept turning around to try and fight the Dusa. So that's really bad for the lane here. You had great harass up until that point. The trading 1v2 without the Clock is really iffy. All your kill potential should really come from Clock holding her in with the cogs. And if Clock doesn't do that, you're really not going to get kill on a Divine 4, Immortal 2, or whatever this guy is carry. He knows when he needs to turn around and run away. He's not going to just underestimate his health pool and then let you get a freebie. At least he shouldn't. Alright, that was early. Okay. Got the last hit. Missed that one. Yeah, last hitting here is worse than it should be. So you shouldn't be falling quite this far behind. Clock is going for runes for whatever reason. You still don't have any points in Arcane, so I don't like this at all. The extra damage in Last Word, or the extra point in Last Word, rather than having a second spell overall, does not feel great. The int multiplier isn't important. The silence duration isn't important. Casts, or the cooldown, didn't improve. Cast range doesn't improve, and the mana gets just a tiny bit worse. So overall, this point here should absolutely be Arcane Curse. And you really shouldn't even have a second point. Well, I mean, a second point in Glaives isn't bad. That doesn't bother me. But not having Arcane Curse and doubling up on Last Word seems very suspect here. Yeah, like right there would be a great spot to Arcane Curse nuke. And he dispels it, and then you nuke him with the other one. Okay. You're getting bullied out pretty hard. Did you buy a second set of tangos? That's really good if you did. You're taking an awful lot of harass here, though. Alright, so Clock finished off that kill for you, which is good. You ended up nuking the Medusa down really low, and Clock found her. Killed that off, so that's good. We're back to laning. Harassing the Oracle, this is good stuff. Okay, and I don't like this spot. So now you use the Fairy Fire. You overran a little bit, but that works out. Clock saves you. So I didn't like it, but it worked out. I forgot you had the Fairy Fire too. You didn't get much out of that salve, did you? Holy crap. That is less than half your life. Okay, so you take the point in Global Silence early. Not terrible, you know, I guess there's reasons why, but you still don't have anything in Arcane Curse. So I'm going to say I don't really agree with this. I think you really need to have skipped the second point in Last Word, and I did think you should have skipped Global Silence. You know, I don't think you're looking to cancel a black hole this early. If the guy calls for it, you're probably not going to have the mana for it, because this is what, 300 mana, and you're constantly harassing and trading in lane, so you're not going to have the mana to cast it in an emergency. You don't have any mangoes. Maybe if you had 2 mangoes, then you'd have the ability to save the Spectre when he gets solo black hole, but at this point, I'm not really digging it. Alright, so power deny these, I hope. Okay, miss. So you missed both those denies. I think you missed that CS too. That was a good deny. Okay, you missed the CS and the deny. So that you're just at this point you should be getting all these. You're uncontested. No one is here, and you're still missing the CS and denies. And if you were missing the denies to get the CS, that would make sense. But you're missing both. All right, got power treads. Switch him to intel. Yay. That's a miss. Yeah, the last hitting here, like, Silencer's not your hero. I don't know about the CSing here. And I think you guys invade and kill Medusa one more time, unless I'm mistaken. Alright, yeah, so these numbers aren't doing any better. Yeah, I think you started that lane with 27, you end with 29. So you got 2 of the CS. Okay, so there's a good silence, I guess. You got you secured the kill on the Medusa, so maybe you know what you're thinking about. Still, a 3rd point in Last Word without any points in Arcane Curse. Arcane Curse loses its value later and later on in the game. So yeah, this 200 damage nuke is not fantastic. You don't have the int to really benefit from the multiplier yet, and the fights aren't long enough that you really need the 6-second silence duration. So yeah, not having Arcane Curse is a huge disadvantage here. Yeah, you need a second nuke for the Dusa. I mean, it's good that you guys are killing them off every time, but if you had that second nuke where you could drop the extra, 200 damage over time, that would really help a lot. Alright, so I'm going to say the waning phase is over for you. Looks like you're going into Force Staff, probably Hurricane Pike after that. And I don't mind that. A lot of extra tangos. Probably need them a little early, and later in the game, afterwards, the harass kind of opportunities disappeared because you had the Medusa or the Oracle and ended up leaving lane. So you were free farming a lot, but your CS doesn't look like you have a free farm lane. So 38.9 at this point with as easy of a lane. I think you missed an awful lot of CS. And let me see if I can actually pull up the. Let me see if I can pull up the CS percentage rates for this game. All right, what is this? 932. Is that 322? What's the other fucking number? 617. Pull this up. I think it's Overwolf that does the it's Overwolf or strats. Let me try strats. Let me actually pause this while I'm wasting. Okay, I found it. So it is on Dota Buff, not Strat. So here's the last hit accuracy. So silencer is 0, everyone's 0 is there. Silencer is 4th from the last, 75, 3rd from last, 77, 4th from last, 81, above Snapfire, 84, 81, still kind of at the bottom of all the cores, 82 for a second, I'm not sure what's going on there, but for a moment things were great. 8 minutes in, 76. Ooh, excuse me. Back to 3rd from the bottom, 74. That's where it kind of got iffy there. And then 3rd from the bottom again, 76. 78, 4th from the bottom. So overall, the CSing there is not fantastic. And I think a lot of them were what I would call freebies. There were a lot of points where you were completely uncontested, both people were missing lane, and then a lot of them were decisions where you decided to put extra harass onto the, not Medusa, I keep wanting to say Medusa, the Naga Siren, while it would have been better to just go for a deny or a CS, rather than get that extra level 1 glaives hit. Because really your kill potential level 1 isn't very good unless, Clock suddenly gets 2 and then puts her into cogs, but you hitting the glaives bit by bit isn't a lot. And the other big thing, the global silence isn't really a big deal. I mean, taking it at 6 versus 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Okay, that's fine. It's probably a good call considering it did turn out to work out for a gank, or you could save the Spectre from a black hole. But the maxing out last word without any points in Arcane Curse, even if you do it backwards and you decide to, my ideal would have been to go for the value point last word and then max out Arcane Curse. That seems to be the meta everyone's going for. But even if you do decide to max out last word, you should put a value point on Arcane Curse. So the slow is going to help the clock get on top, because the clockwork, needs to close the gap just enough that the battery stalls start to connect. But right now you're not giving them a slow, so you're using the silence. But right now you don't have any point in us, or there's no point in having a silence. If Clockwork gets on top of the Snapfire, the Naga Siren, then the Battery Assault interrupts her illusion split anyway. So as long as Clock gets there in time, then the kill is basically secured, because he gets on top of her, he puts the cogs down, and then the Battery Assault interrupts her from being able to cast her split and get away. By not having any points in Curse, you remove the ability to slow her down, and you remove a double nuke, because having 2 spells, if you only get a fleeting glimpse of her as she's running away, yeah, you could throw down your level 4 last word, or you could throw down your level 3 last word and your level 1 Curse, and that probably comes out to a little bit more damage. So here you're getting an extra 40 damage every level, which is really pathetic. I mean, that's nothing. Whereas here you're getting, 16, 8 by 6. So it's probably a little bit better, considering you probably get maybe 2 more right clicks with the movement slow. So I think the Arcane Curse would have worked out much better, even as a value pool, even if you don't decide to max it. Harassing wise, it seems good. Map awareness was fine, other than the time that you dove for the Medusa. You did have the map awareness to cast Global Silence before the the Naga Siren could cast her song, so she could have song out of that one gank where Clock and Ember got her, but you did cast Global, so that kills her off. But the one time where you decided to really chase the Medusa deep, and then Oracle came back and you decided to turn around and trade, was the one time you were really out of position, and of course, it was the one time you died. But otherwise, that's good for the P3 review.